Roll call.
Slater. Deborah Addy, here. Dennis Schmancy.
Here.
Joanne Shirkey.
Here.
Joe Bosey. Here. Samantha Burnham.
Here.
I spelled
Bynum.
Bynum.
There you go.
Brian Peppa.
Here.
Sorry.
Approval or amendments to the agenda?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the minutes of May meeting, 2022. Is that right, Sue? 18th? Is that right? Yeah.
Motion to approve.
Support.
A motion and a second to approve the minutes of the last May meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
The Clay Township Zoning Board of Appeals, or ZBA, primarily addresses practical difficulty based on lot size, location, shape, or contour, and/or location of existing buildings. We are guided by Section 27.05 of Ordinance Number 126. There are 5 members on the ZBA, all of whom are present tonight. At least 3 members must vote affirmatively for a motion to grant variance. 3 members constitute a quorum. Each appeal before the ZBA will have a public hearing, at which time the applicant will first present his or her case, and a public comment regarding that issue will follow. During this time, members of the board may ask questions of clarification. If a particular point gets belabored, the chairperson has the right to limit comments. When the public hearing is closed, the board will move on to the deliberation of the particular variance request. If the applicant should disagree with the board's decision, he or she has the right to take it to circuit court within 30 days of the decision. When your appeal hearing is concluded, you are welcome to leave or stay as you wish. So we'll open up new business with JZBA 2022-006 at 9561 North River Road. If a representative, come up, state your name, address, and why you're here.
Hi, I'm Robert Calcaterra. I live at 9561 River, and I'm here to request a variance for a shed. My current shed is eroded from the flood, the recent flooding. I live on a canal, and the foundation is just destroyed. It needs to be replaced, and I'm asking for a variance to the setback of it's 13-foot 2-inch variance request on that, and then a height variance to 2-foot 8-inch, I think it is. I'm sorry, 2-foot 8-inch height variance, median height variance. That would be to allow for a 14-foot garage door opener, so I could get my boat inside of the garage or shed or whatever it is.
14 foot or 14 foot tall?
14 foot, the door is 14 foot, so it requires a 16-foot walls, and then I've got the roof at a 412, so it's as low as it can possibly go, and it's, exceeds the 15-foot.
Right, okay, stay there. I'm going to open up to public comment. Anyone wish to speak about on this variance? Close public comment. Okay, any questions for him? You say this is a shed or is a boathouse, right?
No, it's not a boathouse.
Okay.
It's a shed. It's on concrete.
So you're just looking to store your boat in the winter in there?
Right, the boat, and I don't know if you saw the pictures. There's a boat, a jet ski, kayaks, a fishing boat. There's a lot of it's kind of a little bit of an eyesore, and I wanted to get it all up in there if possible. If I'm going to put something new in, I wanted to try to clean it up as best as possible.
Would you be putting it where the shed in disrepair is located?
Correct. Yep.
Same footprint?
Same footprint, but it's larger.
Taller.
There's a proposed, existing and a proposed in here.
Yeah, there's a drawing
Floor
on there.
plan or site plan?
So it goes over top of the front, and then it basically covers the area where I have all the boats and stuff stored on gravel. So I wanted to get a concrete pad in there and then put like a building that they could house all that stuff in.
job on your presentation.
Thank you.
Is this, that 19-foot? No, it's not, I can't read it.
The overall ridge height is 19.4 on the building.
Anything else? Any questions?
So, yeah, yeah, indicating here that the building is 4'4" off the property line?
Yes.
It's only required 36 inches, seems like it's 1 foot over, 1 foot up.
Didn't hear what you said.
No, it's 2 foot for 1 foot, not 1.
No, not.
It is, Dennis.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Can you sit down for 1 second, sir? I got a question.
Yep.
Gary, come up for me, please.
Absolutely.
Gary, for this, let's just clarify it for the air, this 1 foot for 1 foot, or this 2 foot equals 1 foot height?
2
Can
foot
you-
over, 1 foot up.
Right. So what he's saying is, the minimum is 3 foot, right?
Correct.
If he went 5 foot, he could go up.
1 more foot
One
would
more
give you
foot.
the 16.
Okay. And that's in writing, right?
Yes, section 18.03 is where that's clarified.
Correct. I just want everybody, including Dennis, to understand that.
And we do have some text amendments in place right now that will be taken to the
was-
Planning Commission next week that will clarify that.
Okay, because that was part of the joint meeting, that was part of, wasn't that part of the clarification and?
yeah.
Okay. So any other questions for Gary? Wheeling? Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, the pictures here of the old one clearly was falling down. You can see the rot. And it's,
He has the right to repair, but this is more than a repair. And it's the biggest shed I've ever heard of.
And I guess that's where I was a little bit confused. Are we building a shed or a garage?
It's 20 by 36.
Well, it's listed as a garage here, but
Steel building, right.
I'm not, just,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I was expecting a 10 by 10, and then when you said shed, and then I looked, and I think this was, I'm like, I got the wrong page here.
It went from a shed to a garage is what.
Good for you. I agree.
So this was the original
That's the,
shed.
yes, that's the pictures, yes. And then,
This is what
yes,
it's
yeah, yeah. It's a garage. No second floor? Don't have to worry about that, right?
No.
I can't make a motion, guys.
what you gotta think too is this is almost considered like a boathouse, even though it's not, because it's right next to the
Correct.
canal and the boat access.
He didn't cover that well, though.
No.
Did we get any letters on this one? Let me just double check. Anyone have, like, an issue with it? Let's start with the negative, if there's not a positive, let's commit, let's talk.
Oh, it is a narrow and short lot.
it's very narrow.
Yeah. you look right in that little area there, they're all kind of, tucked in that way.
Well, the practical difficulty is, one of them is the irregular shaped lot doesn't allow for a 40-foot setback from the
A
rear.
normal setback, yeah.
Yeah, normal setback.
I mean, I can see the setback one, I guess the height one is where I'm a little bit more challenged.
What's he going up? Up? He's going 2 foot over and 1 foot up.
Was that considered in the variance request, Gary?
He doesn't have that rule.
Who doesn't?
He can't apply that 2 foot to 1 foot,
Okay,
because he's only 4'4".
gotcha.
So I'm just gonna answer for Gary right there, right?
I will just, yeah, you're right. And I will just add that there's not a house or an accessory structure within this whole neighborhood that meets any setbacks. It's just kind of an unusual setup there. There's no views being blocked, just because of the nature of how this lot's set up.
Hence why we have 5 cases tonight.
Right. Well, going on what Joanne was saying, started to say as far as the practical difficulty would be the depth in a real irregular lot, and just like Gary just pointed out in that area, that there, no one is conforming to a 40-foot setback. I mean, even the home is not even in the conforming as well, which, again, they're all small little lots. The unique situation would be due to the particular size of the canal, or the lot relative to the canal, and then the boat well that comes in and chokes that section of the property out. It's not self-created because he didn't develop the property. So Sam's Justice, just about everybody else in that area there has the same similar nonconformity rear setbacks and side setbacks. And in today's world, if you're trying to get a boat in any type of a storage unit, you need 12 or 14-foot doors is what you have to have, especially if you have a center console. There's no way else to get it in.
Can you hear him?
So was that a motion?
Yes, yeah, I
That's-
was
that is
going,
his
I was making a motion after what Joanne had said, yes.
I'll support it.
Okay, so we have a motion to grant the variances and support. Roll call, please.
Bonnie McInerney Slater.
Yes.
Deborah Addy, yes. Dennis Szymanski.
Yes.
Joanne Shirkey.
Yes.
Ryan Treppa.
Yes.
You guys are alternates down there.
Okay. Motion granted. Okay, I'll give you a couple seconds to
Thank you.
rate it up, and the next one will come up, thank you, will come up on Anchor Bay Drive. If you guys want to get ready. Oh, it's the 2 on Anchor Bay, the 7962 address on Anchor Bay Drive will be next.
I know, me too. You didn't put it, there's no practical difficulty then.
No, I mean for,
Oh, the other part.
Okay, as that's getting passed, before we'll stop moving when somebody is speaking, we're going to go to the next one at JZBA 2022-007 at 7962 Anchor Bay Drive. If the homeowner representative would come up and speak, state your name, address, and why you're here.
My name's John Adams. I live at 7962 Anchor Bay Drive. I'm here to get two variances, one a height variance and one a second floor variance. Because of the non-conforming lot I have, I can't do everything on one floor, and I'm a carpenter by trade and retired builder. I've got a lot of equipment. In the second floor, I had set up a shop, and downstairs would be, or first floor would be jet skis, sorts. Tried to even get a pontoon boat in there. And I'm here to wish you guys consider these variances. My neighbor right next door to me, 7948. One there, he just had his variance, the same variances approved last month. So just put that in your memory banks. I'm doing the same thing he is, but I'm not as big or as tall but he's gone. So, as you guys consider it.
Okay, thank you. Stay there for a second. Oh, sir, hang on one second. We're going to open up the public comment. Anyone wish to speak on this? Close public comment. All right, just stay there for a second. We might have questions for you.
Okay.
Typically, he's over the 6 foot 11. 7 foot. So the 6 foot 11, Gary? God, I don't want to say this. 6 foot 11. To be considered
Cold storage.
a second floor. Anything below 7 foot, 6 foot 11, we would say is not considered second floor. This is the one that, no, this is not the drawing one. I'm going to check for letters. I didn't see any in the read before I close that. I should have.
Do you have any drawings or anything in yours? Doesn't show, I don't have anything in it.
I don't see where it's going to change the look. He's not going any bigger than we've already, not that it matters what the other ones have been approved or denied, but it's pretty consistent with what we've been doing. He's not going
That's all I-
crazy.
yeah, there's nothing.
How big is the lot on that side?
47, 50, I think.
47 by 58. 58, 60.
No, actually, that 50 goes into the canal, so it's really not that deep. I don't know the exact, that's a theoretical line out in the water.
Gary, did you want to add anything to this?
Consistent with what's going on in the street.
Thank you.
The 8-foot second floor's been consistent on that street?
Yeah. For multiple years on that one.
Come on, Bonnie.
I'm just pushing along. Can't make a motion.
Fine, I'll make a motion to approve based on the unusual size of the lot and the fact that it's in conformity with the other properties along there, so substantial justice would be granted. The practical difficulty difficulty again is the unusual lot size and the inability to actually meet the setback requirements, which we have in the past allowed for a second floor given that.
I'll second it.
All right, so we have a motion to approve the variances and a second. A roll call, please.
Bonnie McInerney Slater.
Yes.
Deborah Addy, yes. Dennis Szymanski.
Yes.
Joanne Shirkey.
Yes.
Brian Treppa.
Yes. Motion carries. Granted, thank you. I'll give her a couple minutes. Okay, we're gonna go to Harson's Island, I believe. The next one is the writing their names, signing their names. JZBA 2022-008 at 1737 North Channel. Representative, please state your name, address, telephone number. I'm kidding.
Hello. Joe Morrison, Morrison Construction, Harson's Island. Here looking for a variance for Art Cook Marine Service, which is a business located on the North Channel in the area of Sunset Harbor, between that and the old bank that is there and Cecil Brown's field. Looking for a variance to construct a 64 by 47 building on the back of the existing structure for repair work. What's happened is over the years, the business has grown. He does larger boats. In the summertime, on a day like today, you can't work outside without a roof. Boats are bigger. He wants to be able to attach the building to the existing mechanic building and tie it in so that he can pull boats inside. He needs to have an offset of 3 foot from the property line. The existing building is on the property line. We're looking for a variance of 3 foot for maintenance on the west, it would be the east side of the building on the property. We've acquired letters of agreement from all parties involved on all sides, stating that they have no complaint about it whatsoever. On the area where the building will be constructed, there's nothing there at that area. It's just vacant land at Cecil Brown's. And we're just looking for a variance so we can attach it to his existing building. Pretty much it. It's a pole barn structure.
Just to make a correction on that, it's actually the setback is 50 foot, and they have a 3 foot offset, so they're asking for a variance of 47 feet.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because we can't move the building over any further because of the fire lane in between the buildings that are existing, and we can't move the building over that distance. You'd have to cut the roadway off. We need to attach it to the building at that area so that we can get the products in and out of the workshop from the machine shop into the area where the assembly would be going on. For those reasons, we're looking for a variance.
Yep, hang on. Stay there, Joe. Anyone wish to speak on this? Open public comment, speak on this one? Do we have any letters? I didn't see any. All right, close public comment. Okay, now you can ask.
He said that he got letters.
Did you bring letters
Did
with
you
you?
bring letters with you?
Pardon me?
Did you bring letters?
They should all be in your packets. They were delivered to the Clay Township.
They're not.
They're not.
But I attended the association meeting.
Can you bring them up,
Okay.
Art?
I attended the association meeting,
Because we'd like to read that, that's why.
and
Read it out
where it was
loud.
proposed, and, the board all agreed that it would not be in any impact whatsoever to the property at Browns Field. And they actually kind of endorsed the action of approving it. And I know when he was also reading that day, they had the same feedback from Sunset, which is on the next door to them. It is a commercial grade property. Browns Field is never going to be developed, all the money
Well,
they-
even so, yeah, we'll read these out, thank you.
And that's from Township, and that's from
What
Thank
is
you.
that property zoned?
His?
No, the.
Oh,
vacant.
R2 or R3?
RS1.
RS1,
I think it
yeah.
was RS1.
It's a park.
Park.
But regardless, you still have Sunsets that are, their buildings are twice the size of this.
Oh, right, exactly.
I mean, it's not like it's out of place in any way, shape, or form over there.
No.
Gary, are there screening requirements for this? I said, are there any screening requirements between commercial and residential in this case?
Well, when you have a residential property, which is what Browns Field is classified as, that's where the 50-foot setback comes
Right.
into play. When you have even a commercial, zoning next to it, it's 10-foot. So, like you said, though, I mean, it's in an area that's probably will never be developed. The existing building now is at 0 setback. So they're gonna bump it over at least a 3-foot in an area, next to an area that will never be developed.
Thank you.
And if you've seen it, the fence or the tree line is all the way against that whole, you can't even see them. You can't even see the boats that are there right now from when you're on the Ball Diamond.
Right.
We just had a game a couple weeks ago. You couldn't see anything there.
Didn't hear you mention the bank. How is the bank property associated with this? Anything?
It's adjacent to the front parcel of the property, that's all.
It doesn't go all the way back, Joe, at all?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's
It's just a
separate.
little.
It's just a little corner.
Square, yeah.
And then the rest is Cecil Brown's and Sunset Harbor on the left.
All right, I'm going to open up again, sorry, public comment and read these letters.
Regarding 1737 North Channel Drive, Harson's Island, Art Cook Marine Service. Dear ZBA board members, the undersigned is the legal representative of Sunset Marina. The marina is immediately attached to 1737 North Channel, Art Cook Marine. Mr. Cook has informed me of his plans to expand his service building. He has informed me that the required building setback from the property line does not meet current code requirement, and he is applying for a variance. The area of the new building addition does not affect Sunset Marina property in any way, and we have no objection to a variance of the setback requirements. Signed, Sunset Marina. Held by the name of Ken. The next letter is from Harson's Island St. Clair Flats Association. Dear Art Cook, thank you for presenting and discussing your request for a variance agreement from Harson's Island St. Clair Flats Association regarding the setback requirements for a building addition in the commercial C3 district property more commonly known as 1737 North Channel Drive, Art Cook Marine Service. After detailed discussion and review, the Harson's Island St. Clair Flats Association unanimously approves your variance request as outlined in the May 14th monthly FISCFA Director Meeting Minutes. Respectfully, Craig Bologna, President, Lois Whipple, Vice President, Harold Cyber, Treasurer, Margaret Marchewinski, Executive Secretary.
So the third letter is stating that they approve it. Unfortunately, I don't know the name, don't have the name printed, and I don't have the address of this gentleman or lady. Okay, Art, so I'm not going to read it, but there is another letter. I mean,
That would
I
be
have to
from-
do that because I did it before. I wouldn't read a letter when they didn't say their name. I'm not going to have just I can't even he's got to be a doctor, because I can't read his signature. But it is approval. These are your originals, Art? Copies?
Some of them are original, but I believe we'll do-
You have copies?
I believe I still have copies.
Can I keep these, is what I'm getting at? Okay. Okay, so, nice letters, association did great, you know what I mean? I think it'd be a great
Project.
add-on for Harson's Island. I mean, maybe it'll relieve some of the boathouses that are gonna be so tall lately. We can store it at our cook's place. Plug. No.
Can't do that.
Oh,
So I would go
actually,
ahead-
I don't know where Art lives, so no.
Right. I'll make the motion that we go ahead and grant the variance at 1737 North Channel Drive for Art Cook Marine to build the building 3 foot off the property line, giving it a 47-foot variance. Again, practical difficulty is not because I read this is a pretty well-prepared thing here. Like I said, the building's been there for forever, and when he did purchase it 20 years ago, or whatever it was, he did extensive redo to make the building safe and reliable, but it's not going to hurt anything in the area. It's like everybody's pretty much said and done. It's going to do substantial justice to the island, where we have to, keep a business intact, where we keep losing so many businesses on the island. So, and that is said right there, that's justification, substantial justice, and then and given the scope of the size of the property and the layout of it, there is no other option to put that building. There's, trying to either shift it over to one side or the other, then you'd have to make the building shorter all the way around. So I would just say let's just approve it the way it is proposed.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve and a second. Roll call, please.
Bonnie McInerney Slater.
Yes.
Deborah Addy, yes. Dennis Szymanski.
Yes.
Joanne Shirkey.
Yes,
Brian Treppa.
Yes. Motion granted.
Thank you. Just for the record, those 3 letters were completely hand-delivered to Cindy Babish, who assured me they'd be in your packet.
I didn't go on the computer. I'm just going through the packet of the paper one that I got, so I
Right.
didn't see them, so that's why I
It's supposed to
accepted
be
them.
because I made copies.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But from now on, everybody, remember, put your name and address on your letters, or I won't read them. Just
It was
note
on
to
there.
public.
It was from Phil.
It's not on this one, I'm sorry, Joe.
Understand. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, as that's getting passed, we're gonna go to JZBA 2022-009 at 8600 Anchor Bay Drive. Representative, state your name and address, please.
Hello, I'm Tim Gourlay, representing 8600 Anchor Bay Drive. We're seeking variance for a boathouse, second story with a 7-foot, 7-inch variance, which is consistent with the boathouses in the area. I actually got the same print as my neighbor and copied his print, same architect and same builder. So we're just, as the lot sizes are small there, we're looking for storage area at this time. And I think it fits in with the landscape in the area, and no different than anybody else's within the same, 4 houses each way. The boathouses are there, and there's a 3-story house on that site as well, on the canal, and we own both sides. So anything else that? Yeah.
Stay there for a second.
I will.
You're gonna open up, do we have any letters before I embarrass myself again?
Don't see any.
I didn't see any either. I'll just run through this real quick. Paper. This is that blueprint that we got. We're out of
Okay.
Open up public comment. Anyone wish to speak on this? All right, close public comment. Now we can ask.
Just for clarification, this lot is 36 by 40?
Yes.
That is a really small lot in Gray Drive.
For the second, that's across the street.
Right, but still, that's smaller than a lot of.
No, I think the lot is that,
It's small.
It's small, but he still meets.
Right, no, he's meeting the setbacks, but in meeting the setbacks, he has to make it smaller, which in the past we have allowed second stories in that instance. Will you be putting any amenities in the upstairs?
Like, no, just storage, shelves and rack and that type of stuff, yes.
Where's the height on the second floor? Because this one I don't see on the, or is it in there?
611 will go, be,
The what?
611, is that what you mean?
Oh, it's 611?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because it looks like you want a variance on the,
That's what they're asking for, to have the second story.
Yes.
More of the height variance, though.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
yeah, height variance on the 15 foot, but there's no variance on the second floor. Under 7.
and you said the next door neighbor, this is the same one from right next door.
Yes.
Again, we have to look at each one individually.
No, I understand.
But I'm also going to reinstate that it's not excessive, it's not anything that, he's not trying to overbuild or trying to do something that somebody already doesn't have. And it would go nice with the neighborhood, which,
Right.
you know, I hope the street all works out for you guys down there.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see
I'm waiting
that.
for him to come.
I can't wait to see what
Tired of
happens
eating-
with that one.
Tired of eating
I
dust.
don't know, did they say it's a start date?
Yeah.
Not that I want to get
Actually, I
sidetracked,
just
but
sent a letter, I sent an email in, they said it's just gonna be an overlay, so they should start by the end of June, they think. So,
oh, okay.
yeah.
So, just trying to get people talking.
Go back up a little bit. I want to see what page you're on.
That's just the first page.
Okay. 'Cause mine are all screwed up.
Yeah, they are in here, different.
Probably how they got scanned in.
Yeah, I'm gonna say on this same page.
Thought my name was spelled wrong.
No, they all disappeared on me.
If you had to say what the practical difficulty is of the characteristics of the property, what would you say that is?
I mean, even though we're building a boathouse with I mean, it's so narrow, like the lot, so there's not much other place to go but up. And then we only fit one car in there, you know, so one of them sits outside. Well, right now, 2 sit outside, but two, I can't even go deep enough to get two cars lined up. So on top of that, I'm going up, I don't no room to put anything downstairs is one of the problems because of the boathouse, you know, the well, and then pretty much 1-car garage lengthwise from the canal to the road. It's very narrow, yeah. So we're just asking for storage, really.
Gary, any input?
As in, the building itself has not yet been reviewed. If it does come in at under 7 feet for the second story, then all we'd have to be looking at is the mean height variance, and if they keep it underneath the 7 feet, then we don't have to worry about the second floor.
Yeah, we changed them.
Well, I don't mind the second floor in this application, but I'm not going to say, you know, we have to add it too, but
I
you know
guess-
my position on Anchor Bay Drive on this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would make a motion that we approve both variances based on the small size of the lot, specifically how narrow and how short it is. It's on the canal side of Anchor Bay Drive. It does fit with the rest of the neighborhood. And it would be in
second-story height is.
That would be left up to the building department. They're asking for a 7'7", so if it's different than that, then they would have to come back to this board.
Well, 7'7" is on the 15. Second floor height does not sit in here yet.
That's the variance. There is no second floor. They didn't
Oh, okay.
specify, just say less than 8 feet.
Okay.
It's just
A variance
typical.
of less than 8 feet. Am I missing anything?
I'll support.
Okay, so we have a motion and support to approve variance is no more than 8 foot on the second floor finished height, correct?
Correct.
But doesn't give him any more height for the ceiling if he has to raise the walls, you know what I mean? Okay, so whatever the variance for the height is right now, that's what we're gonna stick with, okay?
Or he has to come back to the board.
Correct. I mean, they can figure that part out. And we have a second, so roll call, please.
Bonnie McInerney Slater, sorry.
Yes.
Deborah Addy, yes. Dennis Szymanski.
Yes.
Joanne Shirkey.
Yes.
Brian Treppa.
Yes. Your motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks
Give
for
her
your
a
time.
minute, and then we're gonna go to Ed Lane. So 8 foot is typical finished height. Okay, so that's how we're gonna, anything above 6'11" is a variance. But by me adding that he can't,
Right.
change the height of, what was written for the,
Right.
variance that you
Is
granted.
is this correct then? Same as up here?
Yes,
Okay.
yep. So basically, he'll probably, I'm not saying as a builder, he'll probably come with like a, some kind of different truss that's cathedral ceiling.
What are you
Yeah,
looking
a different height than that.
For,
Oh, I'm sorry.
practical difficulty.
Let's go to JZBA 2022-010 at 7325 Ed Lane. The representative, please state your name, address.
My name is Dan Furcron.
Have I seen this one?
I live at 7325 Ed Lane. My lovely wife and I are requesting a setback variance from the water of 23 feet 6. It's a non-conforming lot over in Perch Point 2, Isles 2. It's only 60 feet wide. We're looking to build a home there that we want to retire in. This property's been in my family since 1979. Her and I decided to move back here, and we want to retire and build a house there. The problem being that 60-foot wide lot, and I know the neighbors' dwellings aren't supposed to have anything to do with it, but the placement of those houses has caused the line of sight to be way up in the middle of the property. And we only want to build a modest house with an attached garage for storage, because obviously we can't have a basement there. So that's, we're requesting that variance for that. The existing mobile home that's on the property, which I know needs to go away anyways, so we're going to, achieve two things with one. We want to put a nice house there, get rid of that mobile home. We're not requesting to go any closer to the water than that existing mobile home is now. I do have letters from, I have one neighbor on one side, there's a vacant lot on the other, and then I have the letters from both neighbors on the other side who are in favor of letting me do this, so letting us do this.
Hang on.
Mhm.
Do we have those letters?
Yeah, I see one of them.
I have three.
Are they in
I only have one.
Yeah, that's all I see is one, too.
What's the pages? Does it say?
81
yeah,
is the letter. I only have one letter. I'll accept those other two letters if you don't mind. I don't know which one you have. Here's all three. I have
Darren.
Darren.
Darren? Okay, that's that one.
Thank you. You're only, okay, I'll go right back to you. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to open up the public comment. Anyone wish to speak on this? I'm going to close public comment. Well, I'm not closing it until after reread. We got names. Next time we need addresses, people.
They're on there.
For the people that wrote the letter.
I think they're on there.
Yeah.
Sorry. I wasn't clicking on the button, sorry.
Clay Township Building/Zoning Department. I live at 7327 Ed Lane Road, Clay Township. Oh, boy. The Furgerowns?
Furcrons.
Thank you. Asked us if they had any issue with them building a home that would be the same distance from the seawall than their existing house. They explained they want to build, and I do not have an issue with their plan. I do understand they need a variance from Clay Township to do so, and I'm okay with that. Thank you, Brian Candy. To whom it may concern at Clay Township. We live at 7329 Ed Lane, Clay Township. We were approached by the, I won't say it right, Furquens, about their desire to apply for a variance to build a home that would be out of compliance with the setback from the water rule. They explained to us what their building plan is. They are not planning on going any closer to the water than their existing home. We do not have a problem with their plans. Thank you, Virginia Lang. To whom it may concern at Clay Township. We live at 7323 Ed Lane, Clay Township. Dan and Marcia approached us about their desire to build a house that would require a variance to do so. They explained they wanted to build and told us it would not be any closer to the water than their existing home. We are okay with them receiving a variance to build their home. Thank you, Darren Lohr.
Okay. Any other? I'm going to close public comment. So I'm going to clarify one thing with the building official. Can you just park just 1 second?
Yeah.
Gary, please explain help me, the site. Yes, please.
Yes, I was
Please.
a little confused by that one.
So, yeah, that's something new that we put together in 2020, basically. And it says that you have to line up the foundations or of the main structures to either side. And, if that's too far back or forward, then you can skip that one, move to another one. But it is the straight line setback. That's what we're looking at. So the standard 40-foot, this is an R4, so it's allowed 25-foot setback on the rear of the property. If I'm thinking that right, let me see.
Yeah, you got it. That's what you wrote in
Yeah,
there.
so it's 25-foot setback, but the straight line setback, if we look at that, the houses there were averaging 57 foot if we take, kind of take it back and forth. So the variance would be asking to reduce it from there. To add one thing, there is an existing trailer there, been there forever. So this is coming no closer to the water than that was. And let's face it, if we're getting rid of a trailer and building a house, not a bad deal.
Is the garage going too?
Um,
The old garage?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, everyone clear on the straight line setbacks? Thank you, thank you.
I'm saying these streets back here, in my opinion, are a lot, I just moved down to B Lane. It's kind of like Anchor Bay Drive in that there is no straight line setback. All over the place.
They are, but it's a nice rule for existing and new homes to come
Right.
together. That's a nice balance for right now, and I'm sure it'll adjust throughout the years as more
Right.
newer houses get tore down to get newer. But this is an older house, older neighborhood that is up and coming. I mean, it's definitely a great area. They're with the lower water now. They got boat access. I mean, it's kind of nice. I got a duck, but regardless, I mean, it's still a reasonable
Right.
area and deserves to be improved.
Well, and keep in mind too, is if that trailer were on a foundation, they could actually just stay in the same footprint, just move it over to the other side, and it would be an automatic, wouldn't even have to come in front of us, because it's same with the same footprints, but not that
True, but we don't recommend that, then.
No, I know. But,
Yeah, but I don't even think, I mean, I don't know if there's an ordinance, but I don't even know if you are allowed to update a certain year trailer, so I don't, I'm speaking out of turn here, but I don't know if that rule would even apply to an older trailer, mobile home. I think there's a
That's
rule.
generally the 50% rule.
50%, yeah.
That thing is vintage 1970.
Yeah, well, maybe you get some scrap out of it,
I'll
but,
say.
it's up really high right now, yeah.
yeah. But I appreciate, and, we just had that one straight line on Zobel Court, I think it was, that, one was set back and that builder was not allowed to come forward. He had to abide by that, so it's
But I
working.
think they're, right, they were more in a straight line.
Correct, yep, they like, that road obviously loved that straight line, so
Right.
the rule is working. I don't say, again, I can't make a motion, but I like this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going any further
He's
closer.
not hurting anybody on this one.
No, not going any closer at all. And, the setback or the ordinance states 25 foot, but the straight line thing oversees it. So it's, still another 8 feet, 9, nearly 9 feet more, so basically he's only asking for 20-some feet difference. I don't think it's that much out of the line. They've been looking at that mobile home for 50 years. What's the difference?
And there's good people down there that, it might spark a little bit of more interest too. So it's a good, all-around win-win, I believe.
I was gonna say, that area seems to be kind of
It's
turning over. I know
correct.
they're building a new house directly across the street from me as well, which will look very nice, I think,
Yeah.
when it's done.
Do we have a second to Dennis's?
I'll second it, if that was a motion.
There was a motion. So Dennis
Well,
basically
as a-
said that he agrees with the variances.
I do, yes.
Variance is requested for the reasons stated.
Correct. That's a good generic motion. Okay, so we have a motion and a second to grant the variance. Roll call, please.
Bonnie McNary Slater.
Yes.
Deborah Addy, yes. Dennis Szymanski.
Yes.
Joanne Shirkey.
Yes.
Brian.
Yes. Brandon, here's your papers back, sir.
Thank you, Board.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Good luck to you.
Can't wait to get out of the trailer.
That's all right. Make sure you fill the tires up and you're all right. All right, I didn't mean to intermix it. Okay, there it is. That's us.
Done, eh?
Okay, so we're gonna move on as we're signing our names to any unfinished business. I haven't heard. Nobody? Any?
Nope.
All right, report from planning commission.
Okay, so, we had a rezoning request from 1682 North Channel. It's the house next to the ferry. They own the next two houses, but the one specifically, they wanted it rezoned from residential to commercial. That was 2 months ago. Then we tabled it so they could talk to the township attorney just to clarify, to get clarification, I should say. Our planner did a nice presentation, and the master plan also called for that lot to be zoned commercial. So the planning commission voted to have that approved, and it goes to the board for them to.
Is that automatically on the next meeting?
I don't know how they do that, do you? I don't know how they
No,
do that.
that'd be, when was your meeting?
Last month.
Yeah, see, I think it would be too soon for it to be on ours.
That's what I was getting at. I mean,
Yeah.
just
I
telling
don't really
everybody,
know, yeah.
is there a 2 week like we have or no? Like a notice?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
And,
within the next 2 meetings.
And then they'll have to come back, if it gets rezoned to C3 through the board, they would have to come back and do a special land use, because there's landscape they'd have to do, setback requirements, all that kind of stuff. We, as Gary touched on, we were gonna do a text amendment for the accessory building structures and uses, section 3.01 and section 3.16. There was a little, we needed additional clarification, so we're going to bring that up again next week. They were working on the recreation plan update. They had a lot of respondents to the, they sent out questionnaires to everybody. They got quite a few back. The goals and objectives are going to be produced, and August probably will have a draft Clay Township recreation plan about August. That's about it.
Perfect. Any questions? When's your next meeting?
Next week.
Next
It's
Wednesday?
always one after this one.
Next Wednesday, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Any other things to review? Anybody? Any questions? Any concerns?
We got the music in the park started. We got one this Friday, the Lions, or the Browns Field.
I didn't hear what you said.
At Browns?
Yeah, Browns Field, music in the park.
Yeah.
this
What time does that
Friday,
start?
6:30,
When is it, what is it after that? When's your turkey shoot again?
Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend. Okay.
And that's at the Lions Hall.
All right. Joanne's turn.
Well, we got a township meeting on Monday.
Adjourn.
What's your motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. You want me to tell you when we're gonna meet again, that nobody comes to.
Which one do you want to tell us? Next Wednesday?
Meeting to adjourn.
Next Wednesday. Big meeting. Everybody show. Who supports? Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Did I give my papers back?
Which one do you want?